Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Switch. Tonight playing the Legacy Challenge. As a thank you to you, the viewers. We had a Twitch community challenge to get up to 50,000 chat points so that I would play a challenge, and here we are. It did take a little while, apologies for that, but here we are playing Green White Depths, which is probably my favorite deck right now. Really enjoying it in Legacy, so yeah, I think it's a pretty strong deck. I'm going to say it's the best non-blue deck in Legacy right now. And I would go as far to say as the best Legacy deck right now, which is pretty fun. Hey Panda, welcome. Want to play the challenge next weekend too? I think I have something on, but I would definitely play another challenge. Let's just get that out there. Green White Depths is really interesting because I think the core of the deck is pretty... a lot of players who are playing it kind of have the same core. It's a few little things that people are tweaking around with. Cards like Prismatic Ending, I'm seeing it in the main deck, I'm seeing it in the sideboard. I'm playing 3 basics tonight just because I want to be able to play around back to basics a little bit and have access to 3 lands that don't get hit by it. I'm also playing Field of the Dead in the sideboard, so I do want to have some play with that, with having the extra basics in the deck. I'm going to quickly join the challenge as well before it changes. Nice. But yeah, this list has been really fun. I've even seen some players like Rodrigo Tagores playing with Jeskai Saga, which is really cool. I just couldn't find the space in the list that I like playing. I just couldn't find the space to run Jeskai Saga package that I felt did enough to kind of warrant how I like to play the deck. I like to either keep a mid-range plan around Green Sun Zenith or go for the combo. And for how I play, I definitely feel like Jeskai Saga is a little bit finicky. In that I'd rather just be doing something else, either around getting creatures into play through Green Suns or getting to a stage where the combo is just going to be really good. I do have a fair amount of artifact enchantment hate here, but I really like 2 Force of Vigor. I think that's a great number. I do want Night of Autumn to hit things like Back to Basics or other pesky enchantments or artifacts that aren't activated, which obviously Oof is great against. So I am going to run all 4 and just see how it goes tonight. And then for combo, we have Teeg, just because it's a great Green Sun Zenith target. I think it's really good to have in the sideboard. 3 Deafening Silence. I've got 3 there because I want to see it in my opening hands against the decks where I want it. 2 Choke. Most decks playing 3, but I had to find room somewhere, and I think the 2 Chokes is fine. 2 Endurance. I mean, this card is all-star. Great against Graveyard decks, Delver. Great against some of the mid-range decks as well, just as a 3-4 with Reach and Flash, so that's awesome. And then Field, hopefully a way to get through BANT, because BANT can be a really tough time. Tabernacle, great against creature decks. Glacial Chasm, great against creature decks. Both in their own right, quite nice. You could play with just one of them. A lot of players opting just for Glacial Chasm, but I think there's a world where Tabernacle is also really nice. So I'm going to play both. There were situations in multiple leagues so far where both have been really good. So yeah, this should be a really fun league. Let's get into it. We are a minute away. A huge thank you again to you guys for everything. You make the stream. I'm just here playing some pretty average Magic, and you guys enjoy it. So yeah, this should be pretty fun. We have 8 seconds. Cheers. We only have 52 players so far. So hopefully we hit it. I guess a little bit more time to talk about the deck. This is obviously a slower version than green-black depths. This deck really benefited from Modern Horizons 2 in the printing of Yavimaya. Obviously, Endurance and Prismatic Ending are two really powerful legacy sort of standard cards, but Yavimaya is what has really given this deck not just the consistency that it wants, but also it's really good against at just giving the deck a little bit more of a fast clock. It means that we can combo off as early as turn 2 with Dark Depths, Yavimaya, and Mox Diamond, or turn 3 with just Dark Depths into Yavimaya into Thespian Stage, which is really nice. Maze of Ith was a card I was thinking about that I probably would like to run, but if I'm running both Tabernacle and Glacial Chasm, I don't really see a spot for it. I do just want to have a quick think. Definitely want the Bog, definitely want the 3 and 3 split of the combo. Dried Arbor 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. Maze is just a hard one to find space for, but it has been really solid. I love the second step, and I'm not going to cut the second step. I don't think I'm in a position to cut the third Savannah either. But it's definitely interesting now that we have the extra basic. May is just nice against cards like Murktide Region. Obviously not great against cards like Uro that trigger on attack, but I think here it's probably worth maybe dropping a Savannah for the Maze, which isn't great. The Maze is pretty much considered a spell. It doesn't tap for mana, so I'm not going to cast, not going to count it as a mana source, but you know what? Let's back this up. Let's just go with this. I'm pretty happy to see how this performs. I do like that this version is playing the 2 Prismatic Endings in the main deck as extra removal, so maybe the Maze isn't really needed. Removal of the lands adds Scarecrows. Possibility. Scarecrow Tribal coming to Legacy pretty shortly. I don't actually know if any Scarecrows see Legacy play. I know we obviously have some cards that are all like Unsettled Mariner or Mutavault, but I don't think an actual Scarecrow is in Legacy. A creature type. Even a creature with Scarecrow as a creature type. Interesting queue. How many we got? Oh no, we've gone down? 45? 44? No. 43? Come on now. How does the Legacy challenge not fire? Good to see Kai streaming now. Saratrix, really good combo player, really good high quality stream in general. If you want to find some really good content, check out Saratrix. You should just be able to find him on Twitch through this name, which is really good. More people definitely play the Sunday challenge. Yeah, that's very true, Panda. Which is really sad. Oh my gosh. 42. No. Rough. That's really sad to see. Painter Servant is a Scarecrow, that's very true. Rough. Well, I guess we're going to play some leagues. I'm just going to quickly update some of my content. I'll be back in a second. Well, I guess we are just going to be playing a Legacy League. Apologies all. You run Scarecrows and EDH as a pet deck. I do like the Scarecrow Reaper King. Yeah, Reaper King is a pretty cool card. Well, I remember the first time that I saw it, I was like, I just want that card. It just looks really cool. Yeah, okay. I guess we're just going to do a league. Tough. Really sad. If I drop from the event, do I get my tickets back or not? Hey Marius, welcome. Not too sure what I do here. I've actually never dropped from an event. Should get it back? I feel like there's nothing else that I can do here other than drop. So... yeah, it has to be. I guess we can stay in for now and just play a league. But do I want to find a slot for Maze of It? That's the big question. I do like Maze. Nah. I think it's a league where I'm gonna play the league out without Maze, but just have a look at some of the circumstances where Maze would have been optimal and go from there. All right, in game, cool. Up against Melody. Rough. Sorry, team. I thought we'd get a challenge in, but obviously not. This hand isn't the worst. We have some interaction in Wasteland, Caracas. We have acceleration with Green Suns. We have interaction with Slaughter Plowshares. One half of the combo. Pretty happy to keep this. Could possibly even just go Windswept Heath Pass. Oh, Tundra Pass. Okay. That is a land that I'm pretty happy to Wasteland. Against most Tundra decks, you don't really get the option to Wasteland early on, so no turn 1 play is pretty huge. I'm going to assume here, if my opponent doesn't have a cantrip, they kept a hand with something like Swords to Plowshares, so I don't really want to throw something like, Green Suns for Dried Arbor into it. I'm also going to Wasteland in their upkeep, just in case they are on something like Stifle. I do want them using the mana on their turn. The second step was also a pretty bad draw, but it's going to happen. And there's Stifle. Okay, well, that's why we did it. I didn't actually really expect Stifle from a Tundra deck, but maybe this is going to be some sort of interesting deck. Okay. Well, there's one half of the combo. Yeah, it looks like Jeskai, some sort of Saga deck. Pretty happy just to go for Savannah into Dried Arbor Green Suns. Wow, okay. Did not expect that. Sadly, the challenge didn't fire, June. I apologize. Oh. I probably don't mind just trying to like wasteland this Urza's Saga. There is a world where I don't care about it though. I guess if they have something like main deck Pithing Needle, that's pretty annoying. And if I am going to play a land out this turn, it's going to be Stage, because it means that if we draw into Mox Diamond, then we can play Dark Depths and have the combo open as early as next turn. Yeah, I think Saga is a reasonable power level for a format like Legacy. I don't mind this. It does seem pretty overpowered for Modern though, I will say that. They're gonna Brainstorm. That's gonna be fine. This makes me want to disrupt rotation in my end step. I'd actually love to see a standstill, that'd be pretty funny. Ooh, Yavimaya is actually quite nice. I'm not going to play out the combo just yet. I think Step Pass is fine. I do get hit here if I do draw into Mox Diamond. Just because then we could play, you know, combo piece turn 1, combo piece next turn. They're going to miss a land drop, which is huge. Ending, okay. That's pretty nice. True name's more than fine. Especially if my opponent's answer to Dark Depths is Swords Plowshares, the true name isn't really an issue. Seeing that we also have one piece of the combo win Dark Depths, I'm pretty happy just going for it here. Opponent also didn't find a fetch land, it looks like, so they're going to be Brainstorm locked. Yeah. They could Stifle, I guess, to try to buy some time. Now that's more than fine. Library. Okay. Library's actually free, kind of free here, which is nice because you have Yavimaya. Because now Dark Depths taps for mana, we still have 2 mana up with Stage, which is nice, so that's pretty awesome. Now this is interesting. They're kind of forcing me to take me off the combo just once more. And I think I'm actually happy with not paying for this and just keeping the combo up. Worst case is probably Karakas from them, if they do play Karakas. Alright. Ponda chose to shuffle, which is great for us. Alright. I don't want to block here just in case of something like Prismatic Ending. I do want to try to do everything in my end step so that at least if my opponent has to do it with the sword, with the 2020, they have to do it through a Swords to Plowshares. We can't block it anyway, that's very true. Alright, there's another Stifle. They're definitely buying time. Well. I'm not going to play the step just yet. Ragavan's going to be okay. A little bit of an issue, but I think it's okay. See what they hit. Endurance. Okay. Well, we do have the step for it, which is nice. Wow, they just don't have anything. Really nice. And like that's just the plan of 2020. I mean, something like Maverick here would have a pretty tough time dealing with the true name and just the combo, but yeah, definitely fighting. Pretty tough fight. Stifles are really interesting. All right, so this is going to be a matchup where I like the chokes. I like the Field of the Dead. I probably like the Force of Vigors, maybe even in the Endurance. Some sort of mix of these. The Moxes I could see going here. So I need to slow everything down. Swords to Plowshares is probably still fine. Ramming Up I think is fine looking at their mana base. The Wasteland kind of lock is pretty relevant. Caracas is strong, especially against Ragavan. Knight's still pretty strong. Alright, challenge. I'm just going to quickly drop from this. How do I see my events? Here. Cool, there we go. Okay. This is an interesting one. Just going to quickly check a sideboard strat that someone on Twitter had that I really liked. Dylan Lurch, that was him. $50 seconds, heaps of time. Maybe the forces are overkill. All right. -2 libraries, -1 crops are actually pretty terrible. No Bog is interesting. I guess Bog and Field are pretty good. Maybe the Moxes are considered. Yeah, maybe Night of Autumn. Maybe I'll go down on just to 2 endurance. Did we just submit a 61? I think we did. Yeah, we did. Classic. No white mana. But we have one piece of the combo. This one, welcome. Interesting hand. I think I am going to mulligan this. Safekeeper as a turn 1 play isn't the greatest. We're definitely not really using its ability. I think there's a better 6, just to have a bit more of a game plan. Okay, well, we can keep this and bottom the Dryad Arbor, but then we don't have a great way to get green mana unless we draw into it. I don't really want to go to 5 here, so actually I'm going to keep this and bottom the Dry Dabber. We do have 2 lands to play straight up, which is nice. And a green source off the top isn't too far-fetched. Also having a swords for an early Ragavan is really nice. Stifle does change things a little bit. That card's quite hard to play around because I'm actually not sure if my opponent would have kept them in or not. Tough. All right. Alpine Moon. Cool. Okay. I assume Thespian Stage? Pretty interesting. Oh, they chose Wasteland. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's actually a pretty nice draw, but I don't want to play it just yet, I don't think. I'd rather go... I mean, we can go Yavimaya into Green Suns. I actually don't mind that. It doesn't really play into... It plays into Days pretty poorly, but I think this is okay. Just getting that early mana is really nice. Oh wow, okay. Didn't realize what Wasteland just did there. What Alpine Moon did to Wasteland. I should have read the whole spell. Oh, they play Standstill. Interesting. I'm pretty happy to let the Standstill slide for a little bit. Wow, it's one-sided. Interesting. Okay. That's definitely interesting. The question is, do I crack here or not? Definitely feel inclined to. Crack to play a knight. Definitely a tough one. I don't mind seeing if we can nail land drops. Hey, Alex. Yeah, that's a great play. We can thankfully get off a stage if needed. I am just going to play this. I think hitting a land drops is pretty good here. We didn't bring in field, I believe. Oh, we did bring in field. Okay. Okay. Well, that's definitely a reason to play this step. Do we want to get these extra land types into play? Hey PVDH, a huge fan of you and your work with the format. I hope you're doing well. Okay. I think I'm still okay here. I think if my opponent doesn't play a land next turn, in end step, I might just force to figure the Alpine Moon and the Standstill, and then untap and try to get some traction with my board. Okay, there's a Saga. That's actually pretty good to hit as well. There's a world where I take one more draw step because I'm not myself. Up to... I guess they get a construct out of it if we allow them to untap next turn and go to end step. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy to do it now. I'd actually love to see them tap out and maybe like try to force it in their turn, or tap out and like force negation or something, and then we can land choke. All right. Yeah, force into a choke seems really good. Especially if we draw a land here, we could go choke and knight and 2-spell. Force pitch days, okay. I wonder if I want to do something like Green Suns for Sylvan Safekeeper and then play a knight. That'd be pretty interesting because we do have the flagstones to sack to Safekeeper to not really go down too far on lands. See how that starts. Hardcast days. Okay. Pretty happy to keep this. I'm just gonna get a basic as well. No, looking at the mana base, I don't really have to care about like a Blood Moon or a backed basic, so pretty happy with this. Oh. Ah, the challenge. Okay, that's fine. I thought that was this game for a second. All right. Ponder Shuffle here is pretty huge, especially with the Scalding Tarn in play. It means that either they don't want anything or they want the Scalding Tarn fetch ability around. But it looks like they're going to keep. They chose not to shuffle. Second Saga is pretty strong. Ragavan, okay. Pretty happy to block this. And then try to get choked down next turn. Yeah, that was pretty scary. Alright, come on. Land number 6. Booyah. Not what I want, but I'll take it. Force pitch True Name. Keep this one. Knight. Ooh, another swords. Rough. They only have one True Name, FYI. Cool. It's good to know. Interesting to see what they search up. Probably Retrofit a Foundry after they create a 2/2. Or did they just tick it up too? I think they just ticked it up too quickly. Do they have to activate this when it has 2 counters on it? I believe they just missed out on a construct. They can activate a response. Okay, cool. Probably naming Thespian Stage with Pithing Needle. Cool. Grim Lavamancer. Now this is a card that I have not seen in a long time. Choke. Okay. Still pretty good. That sheen on your hair is as epic as that manly beard. Too kind. Too kind. I'm pretty happy to get rid of Grim here. There is actually a world where I don't really care about it, because I'd hate to use the swords on this and then play something like a Ragavan. I guess I don't currently have access to red mana, but don't really care about this at the moment. Wow, they must be playing something like maybe Disenchant to deal with the choke, because these lands that are tapping aren't untapping unless they find an answer for it. They get Retrofitter, okay. Sure. Pretty happy to Swords Grim here. Just to get it off the field, and then just keep the 1 swords for some of the more shenanigans that they could have. Ooh, Endurance is a really nice card, and probably a card that I just want to hold up here. I don't think there's any reason to main phase it. Pretty happy just to pass. See if maybe they attack, not thinking about Endurance. Yeah, Endurance is just such a really strong card, and I think from a legacy standpoint, I think it's a fantastic power level. Same with Wasteland. I guess they can sacrifice this straight away, but can at least make them. The question is, do I want to put any of these cards back into my deck with Endurance's trigger? They do have Caracas, which is a little bit annoying, so maybe I do want the Force of Vigor in the deck so that I can get rid of this Alpine Moon. I don't think there's any reason to give my opponent any of these. I don't think this deck uses its graveyard. Safekeeper being back in is pretty nice, that's very true. I think that's worth, you know, drawing into another Reliquary that's now just a 2/2. I think that's going to be fine. Right. Choke really strong here. Understatement, but pretty relevant. Second Wasteland. Okay. Pretty happy to attack. And then I'm just going to hold the Wasteland for now. It's not really doing anything on the field, and I think as an unknown it's pretty strong. They run 3 Murktide usually. Okay, that's definitely a reason to go after it. But I guess with Choke in play, Murktide's not the greatest, especially seeing they only have access to 1 Tundra right now. And they don't attack. Okay, I guess they get a 4/4 out of this. Green Suns for Oof would be nice. Okay, that's pretty good. So they currently have a Thopter, and they can sack a Thopter to create a 4/4 construct straight away. So I think here we're just going to be playing the Reclaimer and passing back. Probably over time just turning this Reclaimer into maybe a field first off a Savannah, and then going for some shenanigans through Field of the Dead. But maybe just going for the combo over 2 turns is better. We do have to find an answer for the Caracas though. Prismatic ending the choke. Okay, we can't do anything about this. So that's just going to resolve. I could use Reclaimer and Upkeep to get the shuffle and then maybe draw into like the extra force, but I think if we draw into one combo piece, I want to use the Reclaimer for the other piece, so I'm just going to keep it up. And that's exactly why. That's pretty good. We know that they have these, but... Blast Zone would be really strong here. Definitely a card I considered for the board. And this feels like Murktide, which we do have the swords for, which is nice. Okay. Sure. I can kind of force their Wasteland here by first getting rid of Murktide. And then... I believe field triggers here. 2, 4, 5, 6. No, it doesn't. Maybe then I get Flagstones. Yeah, I think I just go for Flagstones here. Crop. Okay. I'm going to play the second Wasteland here. I can attack. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm not going to block with it, so I might as well attack. To land, sure. This is fine. So we can't use stage either. Yeah, what my opponent's last card is. Okay, so let's sack a Wasteland for a field. I guess I could have sacked the Flagstones, but I can sack that to crop anyway. Probably a Rag, yeah, that could be it. Now they're going to Wasteland the field, so now we can crop the Flagstones away. Nice. To go and get a Plains, which triggers field. Nice. And then we can get another Flagstones. I think that's best here. And then might as well remove an ice counter. Safekeeper. Okay. So with a servo they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they can create a 4/4 here, which is a little bit rough. Because they can sack the servo for 1, tap, create a Thopter, and then untap that for 4. I guess we might just be in, like, Thor this and just hope that Safekeeper is enough to keep the Karakas at bay. I wonder what they have left. Maybe another needle? Nothing. Okay. Probably pretty happy to just get this construct off and take the 6. I think we did keep Ramanap in. Yes, we didn't bring in Collector Oof though, which is definitely worth it. And I will just get Thespian Stage here. And then take off an Ice Counter. If we draw into like a Force or something here, it's pretty good. Sylvan Library is actually pretty nice. Just to really dig. Yeah, maybe these Thopters are just going to be too much, or these Constructs, sorry. There's no great blocks because they can make extras, make these 7/7s. I don't think Thoring's going to get there, so we might as well try to do something else. Hey Ming Empire, thanks for the tier 1 sub. A huge thank you. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Not going to use Reclaimer here. Green Suns, okay, that's a start. Opponent has 2 cards left. Maybe we can Green Suns for Night of Autumn to hit the Alpine Moon. Then they still have the Needle. Actually, yeah, Needle's, yeah, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have definitely tried to get the chump block going, that's very true. Night of Autumn. Destroy Needle. Stifle, rough. Alright. Well, now at least we can board appropriately. We do want these. I still like the chokes. I still don't mind the crops. Endurance is still strong. Ramanap's still really nice. I think it might just be that. This is 63 though, so I'm going to take out the Mox Diamonds. Stifle really good there. But yeah, maybe I should have thought about more about Urza Saga, because obviously the extra force and the oof are just really nice there. There's a world where like the extra step isn't that great either, and maybe the endurance is just better. Maybe I like that, especially against the standstill. If they are playing standstill still in the deck, just having a flash creature is really nice. Oh, you're Achilles on Discord? Very cool. Pennsylvania in the US, do you enjoy elves? Been trying Greenlight Depths, very cool. Yeah, pretty sad the challenge didn't fire. It's always a tough time. But hopefully tomorrow's does, which sadly I won't be playing. It is a 1 AM Monday challenge for me, the Sunday challenges, so that's always pretty tough. But yeah, nice to get a league in. It also means I get to watch the British and Irish Lions tonight, which is a team made up of the best rugby union players of Scotland, England, Ireland, and Wales. They play against the Springboks from South Africa in the first of 3 series, which is cool. Starting at, I think, 12. Hey Colby, thanks for the follow. It is in 3 hours. Maybe, yeah, maybe it is 3 hours. Maybe it's wrong for Australian Eastern Standard Time. I could have got that wrong. Colby, let me know where you're from. I don't think we need Teeg. Bog's interesting, but Bog's always a tough one to really know when to pull the trigger against a deck with Murktide. You're from Michigan, USA? Very cool. What's the Magic scene like in Michigan? The city of Grand Rapids. Modern Pats, welcome. I hope you're doing well. a new username. How did you go in Modern? How do you like the format now as well? I know there's a lot changing with no. 2-lander just isn't going to get there, especially when one is Dried Arbor. Okay, this is actually a great hand. I'm going to bottom the Knight. And now we have turn 1 Reclaimer into turn 2 Flagstones. I can come and get the breeding pool. I will come and get the breeding pool, 100%. That's a given. Alpine Moon, okay. This card's been really strong. I am not playing, I don't think. I'll have a think about it. It's at 12, correct? Hey, Elzorde. Stage is pretty nice. That means we can just go for the combo as early as next turn. Because we can trade the Flagstones in for a land and Dark Depths and then have Thespian stage up. Yeah, cool, okay. I'll definitely come. Saga's fine. Ragavan's okay. It's pretty interesting. I guess I'm happy to block here and then just use Flagstone's ability. Ooh, okay. What I could do is block and then sack the Savannah for another Flagstones and then lose a Flagstones. That's pretty interesting because then I get 2 lands in the bin that turn. I don't think my opponent's playing around that. I'm gonna try that out. I would love to go for Dark Depths here, but I think this is a pretty cool trick. I could also go for Step, perhaps. Maybe that's better. I think it was actually better just going for Step. Sack the Flagstones. No, I can't, because then I can't get both. So let's get the other Flagstones. And then 1 triggers. This becomes a 3/4. Nice. Now we get to go and get just another Savannah. Okay, that turned out really nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we can even try to slam the choke here. Yeah. TJ Fate, welcome. I hope you're well. BT Comwell, welcome. I hope you're well. Days is going to be fine. I don't really want to attack here just in case they have another Ragavan. Yeah, they can't make a construct now this turn. That's very true. Ponder is a-okay. No shuffle. All right. Knight of Autumn's pretty interesting here. I could go after the Urza's Saga. I don't mind that. Being able to wasteland them is pretty huge. I can't play around Days because the field comes in tapped, unfortunately. Hey Ming, thanks for the 100 bits. Very much appreciated. Too kind. Nice. Definitely attack here. Field pass. Just going to 6 here for time constraints. I am down on time by 3 minutes, so that is something to definitely consider. Prismatic Ending's going to be okay. We have Ragavan now anyway. Grim Lavamancer is fine. Swords. Okay. Start with Ragavan. Sorry, Ramanap. Keep saying Ragavan. Let's get back. I guess the Flagstones just gets us up. I could also go for Savannah here, which allows us to play the Sylvan Library, which is really nice. Nice. I could attack there with the Knight as well, but I think this is okay. Ooh, okay. Put on top. Kind of want to pay for this, right? Look at these two. This is more than fine. I'm just going to force now. And I can do it holding up the Flagstones, actually. If you kill the Saga in response to its ETP, they don't get to tap for mana. Nice, Jig. That's a good one. Yeah, sadly the challenge didn't fire. I thought it might have. Oof, that's a great draw. Yuck. Big yuck. I probably just want to kill the Grim here and then untap and just start going at it with field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the Windswept Heath. There's a world where Murktide is actually the issue, but I think seeing my clock, I'm pretty happy to untap here and start trying to get some things going. Okay. Put on top, I guess we can, we've used the Knight of Autumn, so we don't have a great out to the Pithing Needle. So let's go Flagstones. Keep this one, sack, go and get a basic Plains. Now we can green Knight. And then could also just go for Dried Arbor here, which I think is good enough because it does trigger the field, which is good. All right, clock's an issue, so we really got to get some beats going here. Just play quickly, no explaining. Okay, I like that. Swords is fine. And okay. They obviously just didn't have a way to get rid of the Ramanap, and the zombies would have taken over, which is really nice. So, pretty nice way to start the league. No, that was thankfully game 3. Definitely pretty grindy. Game 2 was pretty grindy thanks to a Retrofitter Foundry from our opponent of Urza Saga. Which is pretty tough. We didn't really think about it and didn't sideboard in the second Force of Vigor or the Collector Oof, which obviously we should have. They would have been pretty good. But we're here to learn. Oof. I even got like my nuts ready for the challenge. Got my water, my beer. Sad times. White, green, white instead of black, green or red, green lands. The reason that I like the deck is that we get to play a bit of a mid-range strategy with Knight and Reclaimer and other Green Suns targets, and then kind of have a backdoor win through the Dark Depths combo. And then you have a combo deck in Dark Depths and Thespian Stage that also just has a mid-range backup in the Green Suns package. So that's pretty sweet. Obviously, Swords to Plowshares and Prismatic Ending are fantastic removal spells. But the big reason to play white is for Nether Reliquary. Just a really nice creature that bodes well. And obviously makes it pretty good against the other variants. Up against Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul. What decks do I have for real? I'm pretty fortunate to have some lender decks. So we have a pretty nice hand here. Death and Taxes, Maverick, Blue-Red Delver, Green-Black Depths, Eldrazi, Burn, Blue-White Miracles, Ant, Mono-Green Cloudpost are the 9 that I can put together at the same time, which is really cool. Big shout out to MTG Mate, who allows me to get to that. Sponsors of the channel, an Australian online retailer, which you can find at mtgmate.co.au. And you can use code DOOGS for 5% of singles, which is pretty sweet. Don't mind me. Didn't Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? I don't, sadly. Okay. Vulcan to Preordain. I'm going to say this is going to be something like Show and Tell. 1 top, 1 bottom. I am not a single. You can get 5% off. Unfortunately, Modern Pats. Step. Okay, that's a pretty great land to drop. Oh, no, no, no. Yes. I thought I clicked on the Windswept Heath there. Gonna Wasteland first. This also plays around Days, which is quite nice. And then maybe I actually don't want to play the Mox out yet. I just want to pass. There's no real reason to play the Mox here, other than Green Suns for Triad Arbor, which is pretty nice. I mean, against Show and Tell, we don't have much else. And if this is just Delver, we already have the Endurance, so I don't mind Mox. The thing, though, is that if I want to go for the combo as soon as possible, then maybe I want the Green Suns for Elvish Reclaimer next turn. So I think I'll actually do that. Turn pass. Okay. This is nice as well because it means that Reclaim is coming down as a 3/4. So if it was going to be Blue-Red Delver, it's going to be Elvish Reclaim that can't be bolted, which is pretty huge. This is more than fine. Basic Island is interesting. Okay. Well, now I'm pretty happy to go... I guess I might not want to play the Windswept here, because if we go Green Suns for 1 and have the Windswept open and they float blue and Daze, they could have Stifle. So I think here I just want to go Yavimaya into Reclaimer. If they want to force this, that's more than fine. Nothing. Polluted Delta. Okay. Delta, interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So good. That's just a combo here, because now we have 2 mana for 2 mana here for Dark Depths, and then Dark Depths now taps for mana. No, but it comes in tapped. Okay, we don't have the combo. Close. Close. I feel like I spoke with authority there, so a lot of you thought, oh, he has a combo. We do not have the combo. Dark Depths comes in tapped. 2 mana, 1 mana, yeah. Need that 1 extra mana. Oh, okay. Maybe there's a world where if they do show and tell, we just put in land, because that actually gives us access to the combo, which means that if they only have a creature to put in off show and tell, then we can just untap and then get pro with step, unless it's Emrakul, but the Emrakul dies till 2020. But I believe that if we have the Reclaimer in play, they won't just play a creature, because we most likely have access to Karakas. So other than like desperately show and tell in Grizzlebrand to try to draw a card, I don't see much happening. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's go and get Dark Depths. Another Reclaim is pretty nice. Can attack here, I guess. Yeah, because I can't hold up activate ability and also to create a 2020. But opponent really not giving too much away. The double basics is really interesting. Yeah, if someone asked me what the best women's football team in the world was, I would say USA. So that's an interesting one. They're gonna fetch now. Okay. I could play around Stifle, but I'd rather just play around... Oh, they do have Show and Tell. Alright. Endurance, I guess. Oh, it's only Grizzlebrand. That's fine. That's more than fine. Because we do have the second step. I guess we should have targeted ourselves. Did I? We did, yeah, to get the step back in the deck just in case something goes wrong. I'm not sure what could go wrong here, but looking pretty good. I don't think they can draw into like their 4 Lotus Petals or Simian Spirit Guides and go off. Hopefully. It'd have to be a pretty good draw 14. Really nice to steal game 1 here as well. That's pretty huge. $2020 in Karakas. If we find Karakas, yes, but otherwise it comes in tapped. But what we can do is untap and then go and get Sajiri Step with a Reclaimer, which gives protection to a creature from a color until end of turn that we control. Okay, we are looking at Sneak and Show. I like the Chokes, I like the Force of Vigors and the Night of Autumn. I don't mind the Deafening Silences, I don't mind the Teeg. That's really it. I think the Swords can definitely come out. Prismatic Endings, probably. Ramanap, most likely. Endurance, most likely. Bajukabog can come out. Teeg sneaky. Teeg isn't the greatest in this matchup. It can stop them from hard casting a sneak attack and it can stop Force of Will, but that's about it. Oof for the Petals is interesting, but we haven't seen Petal yet. Blood Moon can be incoming, but thankfully we do pretty well against that. Yeah, maybe Safekeep is a pretty easy cut. I don't really see them bringing in any sort of bounce spell. They're probably just trying to win faster than us, so I think Safekeep is a pretty nice cut there. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing a Blood Moon. Yeah. I feel like my opponent won't think we're on a Thalia deck, so won't play out the Petals before they need them. Gaddock definitely seems weak, but I think it does more than what we're taking out. It can be a little bit awkward though if we're trying to hold up Force of Vigor. Maybe we can see how Oof plays out. But yeah, can be a little bit tricky either way. Especially like a Mox Diamond start with Oof. This is pretty good. It just allows us to go for the combo pretty early on, which is nice. We can also bottom the second stage with the Mox. Okay, well now this is really nice because we get to go stage, cast Mox. They want to force this, that's more than fine. That's very aggressive if they do. They are looking at it. You would pass after playing 2 diamonds? I guess if they try to show and tell their next turn, we could put in the Dark Depths. I guess the Reclaimer isn't really doing much. So the options here are play Reclaimer and pass, play Mox, pitch Plains, play Knight, pass, or play Mox, pitch Plains, pass. If they show and tell, put in Dark Depths, and then we have the mana to activate as well. So if they don't have just a win on the spot and have something like a creature, then we can just attack into it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Night of Autumn is also pretty nice. But the only downside of Night of Autumn is that if we pitch the Plains to the Mox, we actually don't have a forest or plains to sacrifice to it. Yeah, which is definitely something to consider. I guess if, okay, so next turn, if they do show and tell, if we do go for Mox pass, we put in Dark Depths. If they put in Grizzlebrand, it's a little bit annoying. They do get to gain a bunch of life and then draw to hopefully win the next turn. If they play Omniscience and have some sort of line, they probably just win, especially if it's Emrakul. If they have just Emrakul, that's probably actually the best thing for us, but that's probably not the play from them because that's just so good against, like, we have so many ways to get rid of Emrakul. Because of that, I probably don't mind putting in the Reclaimer here. Yeah, none of my hands beat Omniscience, that's very true. Now I might as well wait on the Mox Diamond to see what I draw into. City. Pedal. Okay. Maybe show and tell in sneak attack and then activate. Or just put in sneak attack. Okay. No red source currently, which is kind of not... Okay, well there's the red source. I guess Dark Depths here would have been pretty good because we have a blocker. Oh, they didn't show until that turn, of course. I thought they show until for some reason. Of course they didn't. See what they discard, and if they discard anything that is noteworthy. Okay. Dryad Arbor. Yeah, we are pretty dead. I mean, we kind of need them to whiff, but seeing that they've, you know, got rid of things like Ponder and Preordain, they obviously just have what they need in hand, so not too much we can do here. It's one of those matchups that is going to be really tough for a green-white base deck. Cool. I'm going to bring in the Teeg. I think Teeg's going to just do a little bit more than like the extra Sylvan library. Sylvan's interesting though because we can be pretty aggressive with it. But I'm pretty happy just to continue with this and see how it goes. Not really a great hand. The Dryad Arbor is already in hand, so we can't Green Suns for it. Okay. Well, we have one piece of the combo. We have interaction in Caracas. We have some interaction with Choke. It is pretty slow though. But we do have Yavimaya as well, so that's pretty strong. Going down to 5 is pretty tough as well. And at least with this hand, we can cast anything we draw. Just trying to think about what we actually want to find with a 5. Deafening Silence is probably a good start, just to slow them down a little bit. Okay, 2 land, Reclaimer. Ragavan can go. Sylvan Library's nice because it allows us to recoup our hand as well. Maybe I keep this and just Green Suns for Dryad Arbor turn 1. I don't mind this. Pond is fine. No shuffle. I don't believe they've shown days, which is quite good for us. If they did, I could play the Sylvan Library, but Choke is pretty nice. It does put some constraint on their mana. Alright, let's hope that Caracas does something, but Omniscience here is pretty bad. Nice. Could definitely draw cards. I think it's a pretty bad spot either way. But yeah, Sylvan Library there, probably the better choice. Yeah, unfortunately, Show just one of those matchups that I can't do too much against. You are going to have some pretty tough matchups playing a fair deck, so unfortunately, you can put up a fight, but don't expect too much out of it. Really sad about the challenge. Really thought it would fire, but I've seen some pretty good points about why it might not have. There is a mana trader's Swift starting in 3 hours. People getting back into online Magic, or Magic in their locals. Two hours. Hey, Goblin Noodle. Playing Hammer? Yeah, that deck seems broken. At least you're playing Hammer, so the game should be pretty quick. Okay. Pretty happy to keep this. It is a little bit awkward, the Dried Arbor, but it has some nice play to it in the early game. Oh, we're playing first. Okay. Misty. Oh, Mox. Okay. Mox is actually pretty nice here. Library a pretty good force target if you do have force. Okay. Force pitch Hull Breacher. Interesting. Sure. Green Suns. Probably just want to hold up Reclaimer here. So we might as well get in with one. I guess Icewind Quaddle isn't online yet, which is nice. Did I just... yeah, good. Fetch. Okay. Sure. Here's Ice Fang. Cool. Teferi's going to be fine. I guess they could bounce the Mox Diamond, which would be a little bit annoying. But I think here I'm happy to Swords the Ice Fang. and then just hold up. Even like Elvish Reclaimer into Step would be fine. Hey, short fat friend, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Wow, they pitch a Jace. Huge. Please try and bounce a Reclaimer here. Okay, they don't. Interesting. Flagstones. Step. Okay, we just naturally draw the step, which is pretty funny. Pro green. Attack Tef. And then just hold up Reclaimer here is pretty nice. Pretty nice by us because they did pitch a Jace to the Force to keep the Ice Fang around, which I assume was just to hopefully get you know, make us have to attack with both creatures and trade one with the Reclaimer. Could see an Uro here. EE for 1, that's pretty good. That's really good. Gonna get one piece of the combo. Probably Stage. At least Stage taps for mana, which is nice. No attacks? Interesting. Didn't expect that. Okay. That's pretty nice. Ponder's gonna be okay. There's a world where I want to get Yavimaya off the table to not give them access to double green. They have it now, but just when I think about things like endurance. A land here would be perfect because it means we have 2 mana to activate Reclaimer and then 2 mana left over. Nice. But this is an interesting spot. Because the land comes in tapped unless I cast the Mox. And I think I just want to cast the Mox here. Even though I lose the ETB effect of Bojuka Bog, I just want the mana. Just need to fade 1 turn. Hull Breacher. That's going to be okay. I assume this deck is probably playing Days Undoing in the main deck. Wow, they just have nothing. Luckily here what we can do is use 2 mana, go on deck, get Dark Depths, use 2 mana, create the 20/20, and then also have Sylvan Safekeeper up, and then untap, and then get the other Sajiri step in the deck to give pro green, because that gets through both Ice Fang and a Endurance, and then have Safekeeper up for something like Swords of Plowshares, so... Pretty sweet. We like the chokes. I don't mind the endurances here. Force is always an interesting one. Hull Breacher does not fly, thankfully. I probably want all my lands. Hey, Onion Lotus. Do I think that Green White is one of the best fair decks at the moment? It's definitely up there. I think it definitely has the finishes behind it to be one of the best. I played Yuri on Taxes with XJ Cloud this morning on stream, and that felt really good as well. But yeah, I think this deck has a lot going for it. It's really nice to have kind of the two plans, both the combo and also the mid-range plan. So yeah, I think it's really nice. It's nice to be able to play it as a fan of Maverick, and to have the back end, the backdoor kind of Dark Depths plan. How did we go this morning? We went 5-0, which is pretty cool. We beat Goblins, BANT Control, Blue-White Control, Allurin, and one other one, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the deck felt sweet. A lot of 4-ofs, which is really nice. What do I want to drop here? Yeah, the Moxes are tough. I am going to put out some content on YouTube about like a budget version where it doesn't play the Moxes and plays other ways to accelerate. So check out that when it comes out. YouTube/Deuce on Twitch. Okay, let's have a quick look at some things. BANT. 2 swords and Moxen. Okay, I don't mind that. 3 choke, 1 insurance, 1 Teeg. Actually, yeah, Teeg's fantastic against the I actually like this a lot. Maybe something like this. I do like having a knight in the deck as a just in case. It is not Chromox, I will say that. Yeah, field should actually definitely come in. It's literally what this is for. Apologies for that. I like this hand. Has the combo, has a Teeg. Natural Law. Okay. Guess I could hold up Crop as early as turn 1, but I'm pretty happy here just to pass with this. It's a little bit tough that we do get hit by swords here. I guess I could get Caracas next turn and then have Teeg. Teeg just, you know, playing Teeg out here doesn't really do anything. Yeah, maybe it's Green Suns for Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, for Safekeeper? That's pretty interesting. But then am I really dropping a land to save it? Guess if they don't have removal, then it's okay. I don't mind seeing if Green Suns resolves first. Yeah, my only thought is that I don't want to get the Safekeeper as a one-off plowed early. So I kind of like going for a Reclaimer just to bait out a Swords. And if they don't have it, that's great. We can now start just going wide with Reclaimer. Cool. Ban Reclaimer. Come on, Jack. Let's be honest now. Okay. Well, now we can play the Dark Depths and just have the combo up. I don't mind that. I could also see my opponent having Hull Breacher here if they didn't do anything. I'd kind of like this to get forced. This also means my opponent can't cast Hull Breacher this turn, which is great. Nice thing's okay. I'm going to crop here. I don't really care about the land, and we currently have the combo anyway, so if they fight over this, I'm not too unhappy. But if we get to return the Teeg, I'm also pretty happy, so... I could get Step, that's very true. Step may be the better play there. Probably most definitely. Okay. Huh. Now I kind of like, yeah, get Safekeeper here, and now we get to go for Teeg. Force Pitch Force, that's fine. See what this Ponder does. I'm going to assume a Shuffle. Chose to Shuffle. They play a land first and then Brainstorm, which is interesting. It means that they don't have like a Caracas or a Wasteland to find with this Brainstorm, most likely. Or maybe they're looking for something else. Back to basics. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. We do have the ending in the hand, which is nice. So we can slowly get there. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we have our two basics to get, and the Wasteland can tap for a color as well. Oh, okay, we need a third color. We don't splash black. Okay, that works. They only have one card left. I guess if it's Force of Will, that's pretty bad, but I mean, we get to fetch for basics here anyway, so... Jerry Freeman, welcome. Haha. Yeah. Oh, no! The Plains is in the bin! Well, I guess we just gotta go for it here. Hopefully not a yikes. Oh my gosh. Very lucky there. Very lucky. Yeah, John not being a fan of coffee really stunned me. I thought that John was the coffee type, but obviously not. But yeah, Jerry, really nice to have you in the stream this morning or last night for you. Hope you're doing well. Days Undoing. Okay. Sure. Okay. Wonder if they have another Back to Basics. Oh, they just shuffled it all in? Yeah, that's true. EE for 1's okay. Sure. Yikes. Oh, we have the planes though, which is actually quite nice. This is definitely a matchup where I wanted the Field of Field of the Dead. No! It's actually quite nice playing against Back to Basics. Oh, nothing? Okay. Library's pretty nice. What are they going to do? Like upkeep, Hull Breach into Days Undoing? Alright. Definitely bring in the field. I probably want the Forces Scene. That card. I'm actually going to go down on a Sylvan Library, seeing that they're keeping in the... Might make me want the swords. It's actually a tough one. I'm going to drop the extra endurance. One more crop. Probably Ramanap here. But Ramanap's kind of nice with the field. I'm going to go down on a swords. What time is it exactly here in Australia? It is currently 10:39 PM where I'm from. A 2-lander. I'm gonna mulligan this. A 1-lander. Yikes. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay. Can keep this. Probably bottom Wasteland and Caracas. Kind of tough though. Oh, did I just undo? Oh no, does that restart? Hopefully not. Maybe that's only actual cards that have undo on them. I think I'm happy, yeah. Put on bottom, put on bottom. It's actually tough because obviously I want the basics for Back to Basics, but I don't want the basics to sack to Knight or Reclaimer. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think Wasteland's probably the odd one out. If my opponent does start on a duel, it's a little bit rough, but we can find it with Reclaimer anyway. Hey Chaos, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. What does Ponder do? Ponder chose not to shuffle. Okay. I'm going to fetch here because I don't want my opponent responding to me fetching by swordsing the Reclaimer. And now we can just hold up the shenanigans to go and get some flagstones. Abundant Harvest is okay. They chose to get a land, right? Yeah, okay. They chose to get a land, which is interesting. I still think I just want to go for flagstones here and start really getting some value off Reclaimer. I don't want to show the Dark Depths just yet. Brainstorm, okay. Probably just getting Plains and then Thespian Stage. Seems pretty strong. Bit of both. Playing Legacy later. Very cool. Nice to hear. What do you play in Legacy Chaos? Field of the Dead could be pretty interesting as well. I'm gonna blow this, that's fine. Flagstones resolves. Plains, and then I could just see getting a Wasteland here, to be honest. Wasteland into Knight's pretty nice. It also takes them off white. Force is fine. Hey Vegeta, welcome. I hope you're doing well too. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I feel like this Brainstorm isn't going to work out for my opponent. They're obviously looking for lands. They find a fetch. Alright, you get it. Oh, Ramanap. Okay. I don't mind ramming up straight away just for value. I'm just going to get a Windswept Heath here because it means if my opponent has something like a untapped Teferi bounce, we can end step Dried Arbor to kill the Teferi. Home in Romania for vacation, very nice. Just an untap for opponent. We haven't seen an Uro yet, which is interesting. They get a Savannah, so they obviously have some sort of answer for Ramanap here. This is fine. They didn't Swords, so I feel like this Dried Arbor is going to get there. I mean, we can only hope. Oof. Oof. Nice. And now we get to Wasteland our opponent as well. Feels good. Yeah, nice that the Dryad line worked out. Teferi is just a really awkward card. Hey Marius. I wouldn't say it's the next evolution to Maverick, but it is a really strong deck to play if you do like decks like Maverick. I don't think there's any reason to Bojuka Bog just yet. I'd rather try and hit an Uro. And I don't really want to play the Yavimaya to give my opponent just easy access to green, so I think I will just play the Forest here. And then Green Suns, possibly for a Knight of the Reliquary. I'm not going to attack here either. I don't want to lose the Dryad Arbor to an Ice Fang. There's Ice Fang. They hit a Force of Vigor. Okay. Well, now they're definitely trying to get somewhere. Chose to not shuffle. All right. All right. Now that my opponent does have these two, I probably don't mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I will play this. And I think the Dryad Up is pretty free here to attack with. I don't think they would block, seeing that they know that the 2020 is pretty close to coming on board. Oh, land pass. Okay. That's where I like to be. I think I actually will get Field. I think Field here is really nice. I think if they had Plow, they would plow the Elvish Reclaimer while it was untapped. Oh, Crop. Okay. Well, now we can just play Instant Speed, which is nice. I guess we could play the Bojuka Bog if we really wanted to. But I kind of want to keep that just for now. Just for one more turn to see if they do have Endurance. Or do have a... Hey, Jaco, just in case they do have an Uro. Opponent currently has 1 card in hand. Wow, they're just going to concede. They obviously just don't have a great out to Dark Depths. Interesting that they get an extra turn, because the Thespian stage does come in tapped. So they do get a few extra turns, but maybe they just feel like they're in a position where they can't beat Elvish Reclaimer with Step. Interesting spot. That's true. If they play the 7th land, then there is no use for the Bojuka Bog. That's correct. Yeah, maybe that's actually something I should have considered earlier on. Goblin, that's a really good one. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. Nice. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a pretty crazy card. A lot of decks have a really low converted mana cost, so I can see it being an interesting card to play against, especially for a deck like lands. I mean, you have 4 Mox Diamonds, 0, 4 Exploration, 1, 4 Loam, 2, 4 Punishing Fire. I'm not sure if Punishing Fire is like a 3 of, but I'll say 4. 4 Valakut Exploration as a 3. That's pretty much it. D5 AM. I am well now that you're here. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Endurance is a sweet one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. If you guys want to find my content outside of Twitch, you can find me on YouTube. The link is in the description or in the chat. All my streams go there, which I cut up and add match timestamps and deck lists to the video descriptions. There's also YouTube exclusive content on there as well. And yeah, a bunch of different decks. Usually fair decks. I like to stay within my kind of area just to make sure I'm not playing a deck that I just don't know how to play, which you might see here. But yeah, definitely consider subscribing. Definitely have some goals to hit. So yeah, every single one of you is appreciated. Vegeta there is. You can find it. This is it right here. Stream Beats Lo-Fi. So Stream Beats was actually created by Harris Heller, who is a YouTuber, Twitch streamer who does a lot of content for like how to stream. And so there's the Lo-Fi one and the Synthwave one. I usually listen to the ambient one and the Lo-Fi one on stream. And it's really nice because it's all royalty free, which is pretty cool. You are more than welcome. It's yeah, it's really good. It's good kind of background music, which I like. Doesn't take away too much from the stream. It doesn't really take too much away from like decision making, which is good. Doesn't really get like distracting, which is awesome. You faced a mill deck this week. Endurance myself not to lose. Very cool. I feel like there's some really good endurance yourself lines in Legacy that people just aren't too aware of. That's definitely one of them. I know you can also do something against Painter to buy a turn. I'm not too sure when you're supposed to do it. Or if it works the way that I think it should work. Maybe if Jack's still here, he can explain it, because I know Jack's pretty good at explaining things like that. Let's move that below here. That's better. After it resolves, before you draw is when you need to do it first, Painter. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, because of course, milling you out with Grindstone isn't what wins them the game. It's going to draw a card when there's no cards in the deck. Okay. Now we got it. Alright. Have a match. Up against Gomashio. Cool, cool, cool. I don't mind this hand. I'm going to keep this. We have a nice turn 1 play in Reclaimer. We have a Knight as well. Prismatic Ending is removal if needed. I wouldn't mind a Mox off the top, but we can live without it. That's actually a nice draw. I don't mind basic into Reclaimer here. It does mean that we can't actually go like Savannah into Bog next turn if Bog's just going to be irrelevant, and I just want to play it as a tapped land early on to make sure I have mana each turn following. Underground Sea. Underground Sea always just, to me right now, means Doomsday, which is going to be tough. We do have Endurance. That's about it. I could see it being something maybe like Ant as well, if they're going to try to go off this turn. Prismatic Vista, okay. I don't think Prismatic Vista sees play in Doomsday, so that's pretty nice for us. Swords. Onion Lotus, there is a artifact that I believe does that because it works with Grist. So if you just have a creature-based deck, you can like name whatever it is with Grist and then get there, which is pretty cool. I forgot the name of the card. I'll have to find the name of it, and I'll have it. Ashes of the Fallen. Lol, bro, lol. If you've got this, I would... Oh my gosh, that is it. Ashes of the Fallen. Ashes of the Fallen. Lol, bro, lol. Very nice. Very nice. Too good. Oh, basic. Okay. What is your view on power creep from cards such as Ragavan and the impact these cards have on the metagame? Pretty tough. I was having this discussion with a friend the other day. Even cards like Prismatic Ending, meaning that cards like Disenchant or Council's Judgment are going to be less favored in a way, that it is going to be tough if it gets down to like just, you know, a set of, you know, if your sideboard, instead of being like maybe 15 different cards or 10 different cards, if it's just like 5 sets of 3 different cards, then I don't think that's a great place to be. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. I don't mind the format right now. Fatal Push, sure. But I can see why people aren't happy with it. There's flagstones. Okay. I don't mind just jamming Knight here. Could be a Lurin. That's very correct. Not too sure what it is. BUG Lurin definitely makes sense. Leovold? Opponent tapping mana like it's... What are we doing? Uro. Okay, that's fine. We have the Bojuka Bog for that, which is nice. Oh, and no land. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we just okay, let's do this. I guess with Bojuka Bog on the stack, we should trigger target them, float green, sack this. This does turn on Fatal Push, which is a little bit rough. I guess we could use crop rotation to go and get step if that is the case. Pretty happy to take them off blue. But I also want to kind of force the Bayou and see if they tap mana, because if they don't, then we can use the crop rotation for another Wasteland. They're just going to let it slide. Okay. Well, now I don't mind probably going after the Underground Sea here with crop, getting rid of the Bojuka Bog. The nice thing about Bojuka Bog is, though, that Prismatic Ending does maybe need the extra color. So I actually am just going to get rid of Flagstones here, which I think is fine. Go and get another Savannah. Go and get another Wasteland. Hit Underground Sea. And now they lose all of that under the Bojuka Bog, which is nice. Cool. Bog Champ? I like Bog Champ. Oh, Snow-Covered Island, okay. I think here we just try to get the combo online. Yeah, and that's really nice for us. Three mana. Endurance. That's going to be okay. They can target us. Yeah, that's more than fine. No old frame bog? I definitely should. Yeah, I definitely should. They're attacking, which is interesting. That's going to be fine. Yeah, hey Grid GM. It does feel like a few different decks. We'll see what this is now. Leovold. That is still fine. They only have a green up? Well, guess we see if they have force or not. They don't. Alright. Well, let's go for Thespian Stage. Floater color. Guess I might as well get rid of the Savannah. Duck Tips. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm going to assume this is just like a BUG Midrange deck. It could definitely be a Lurin, but the big question is, am I bringing in Force of Vigors? I definitely like the choke. I don't mind the field, because this game is probably going to go long. I probably don't mind just for sake of having something in the deck for either Food Chain or Allurin having Night of Autumn. I don't mind that. Yeah, I think Night of Autumn's pretty nice, because it also just could be a 4/3 as a creature, which is fantastic against Endurance and also good against Leovold, as it at least trades 1/1 if they do want to block it. The question is what I want to take out. I don't mind going down on like a crop, maybe just trimming a little bit. Library still seems fine, but with Leovold it's a little bit awkward. Swords is probably still relevant enough. Could even just see Mox Diamonds coming out. Maybe the extra Sylvan Library. Maybe the extra Endurance. Yeah. I think I will play a Force as a just in case. No, don't be that guy. You know what? Let's go with the 1 Mox. There we go. You know why? Because when you play the 1 Mox, you just have it in your opening hand. It just appears. Not here, but Double Choke's pretty nice, especially off a Green Sun start. We also have Dark Depths and Wasteland as backup, so having one piece of the combo is pretty nice. Cool, 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 cool. Reclaimer. Reclaim is pretty nice here, let's be honest. The only downside of playing Reclaimer here is that we can't choke next turn, and it also opens us up to drawing the Dried Arbor, but probably not the worst. I actually don't mind just going for Green Suns here to try to get choked down next turn. Especially seeing they started on just an island. That's a little bit rough for them, especially as a bug-colored deck. They're going to force that, wow. Maybe they're going to try to Wasteland us back and keep us off mana. It's pretty bold. No. Library, okay. Now I'm kind of actually in a situation where maybe I do want to play out. I think I want to keep the Wastelands for things like Bayous and not hit these, but yeah, I don't mind that. Wow. That is really aggressive, especially from a deck that we've already seen Fatal push in. It's also 2 less forces for these chokes, so that's like really nice for us. I really actually hope they find a 3-drop here and tap out. Oh my gosh, I don't think they found a land. What does the ponder do? I feel like the ponder's keeping, seeing how long they're taking. But dig with Silver Library most likely means I don't mind the first one getting hit. They got the other force. Righto. Will they see the second one coming? That's the big question. Please get an island. I guess we have the wasteland for something like a bayou. Okay, they get a swamp. That's fair. I mean, they're down to 8 as well. It's not too many hits from this reclaimer that'll cause a drop from them. Well, back to basics. That's actually really strong. I didn't even think about this because even when I fetched, I thought about the basic, but I was like, I don't need that. I guess we did bring in that force to vigor. No, we didn't. Haha. They are down to 4 though. Yeah, I think force of vigor is definitely coming in now. Okay, we still have fetch lands, which is nice. Okay. Well, we'll take that. It's also pretty nice, because now we can turn some of our lands into basics, but I think this is going to be a fatal push. Yeah. I mean, we are just 1 fetch away from casting this knight, which is kind of nice. Yeah, top deck a plane, top deck a fetch land, even a crop rotation would be really nice. Still 2 cards. I would love to see this reclaimer stick around. Pay 8 rule, wrong chat. Chose to shuffle. Okay. That's mid stage. Ooh, field. Okay. That's not the worst. It's a good way to get out of this back to basics. There is a world where I just want to wasteland this underground sea, though. No. No. I think it's better for us, especially just the extra mana for things like Knight or Choke, perhaps. Could also just draw the combo, that's really correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are a little bit away from our field being a real threat, but not too far. Brainstorm into nothing. Nice, okay. I don't mind this. Just to take them off the graveyard as a bit of a resource for things like Uro. Wow, they trade the Ice Fang for the Underground Sea. That's pretty huge. I guess they do have 3 mana here. And all colors, so maybe that's not really needed. OP within bolt range. They are. Green Suns for Siege Runner could definitely be in the deck. Okay, that's going to be pretty strong. But they do need to get the colors online. Alright, well they got the colors online now. Just gonna 6. Grist. Okay. Grist is fine. Grist's nice as it also fills the graveyard. And with Silver Library you can set up what you actually put in the bin. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. A fetch land's what we really want. Because it gives us access to a plains, and it also gives us access to Field of the Dead getting online. Ah, classic. They get an extra insect because they milled their own second grist. That's pretty cool. Green Suns? Or Uro? Uro. Hey, MCA Gripper. A huge thank you for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Oh, Step Rough. Well, it does give us a zombie. And I guess we get to make it first and then give pro. Ah, it doesn't work like that. Actually, it doesn't actually work like that. Okay. Look, we still got outs. Two back to basics. All right. Do they have the fourth force? Surely. We can get Dried Arbor here, which is nice. They do. 4, 5. Alright, so we definitely want the Force of Vigors. Probably happy to drop the extra Mox Diamond. Maybe the second step. I like this plan. Endurance is pretty interesting as well, but... yeah, maybe it's going to be an extra endurance. I like this. Still having access to the 4 swords is really nice. Back to Basics really strong. Just took us off our own game plan. And probably a card I should have considered, but when I looked at the board state when I could have got a basic, I did see 2, or at least 1 non-basic on their side, so I just didn't really take it into consideration. Because when I fetched, they had Trop, Fetch Land, Basic Island. guess Tabernacle's also interesting against Grist, but probably not where I want to be. Especially Tabernacle with things like Choke. It's pretty funny. Love to play first. Yikes, we don't have any green mana in this hand, which is pretty tough, so I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, pretty happy to keep this. Probably just bottom the Savannah. Yeah, maybe it was the Safekeeper. I don't want the Safekeeper as just a turn 1 play, but it is kind of a creature that I want later on in the game. And like, not drawing the 3rd land within the first 2 turns it would be really rough, but I think we have a pretty good shot at hitting it. Yeah, I think maybe there I was a little bit trigger happy just to keep a 1-drop for turn 1. But hopefully it works out. Opponent goes to 6. Hey Ark, a huge thank you for the raid. I hope you're well. Hey everyone from Legacy Council stream. I'm Dukes on Twitch. I usually stream Legacy Maverick, but we're playing Green White Depths. Really fun deck. We're currently 2-1. And in the 3rd game here. Probably to see a Fatal Push here. Yeah. That's cool. I think Sylvan Library is probably our best draw. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it just happens. They're gonna force it, yeah. It's a good move. Ark, what did you play, and how'd you go? Knight of Autumn here I just want to keep. Don't really want to cast it unless I get some sort of value out of it. Looks like our opponent also is just stuck on 2 lands, so maybe there's a world. If I don't actually care about back to basics, maybe I'll just play out a creature here. Okay, now we actually have the combo up, which is nice. Grixis Ninjas 4-1. Nice. Very cool. I'd love to see them tap out here for a creature or something. Nothing. Maybe they have like an edict effect? Like sudden edict? Otherwise, I don't really think what they could have. They can't have Ice Fang here, which is great. Brazen Burrow, perhaps? But I think they would have played that in their turn to play around something like a crop rotation into Step or Natural Step. I guess Natural Step they can play around. Yeah, tough one. I mean, sometimes just going for it gets there, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Petty Theft would have been a pretty nice out for them there. Sudden Edict is a pretty sweet card, but I guess it's a little bit narrow. Yeah, Sneak's definitely a tough one. All right, Steve. Would be nice to finish 4-1. Playing against Urion, which... Interesting hand. I wonder if they're going to be on D&T. If it's Yuri on D&T, this hand isn't too bad, especially with double swords. And also one half of the combo in crop. I am going to keep this. And I think we're just going to go Flagstone's Pass and hold up Mox Diamond. I'm not too sure what I want to drop to it yet. Hey Jerry, I loved your picture. I really like the list. It looks really solid. Are they missing a land drop and going to... Surely not. Okay, there we go. Creature? Oh, okay. That's pretty nice. It's probably just Windswept Heath Pass, hold up Sword and Crop Rotation if needed. That also means I could just go for Snow-Covered Forest here. Means I can't do anything in response to the Windswept Heath, but seeing that it's a Flagstones, I don't really care if they have like Wasteland and try to Wasteland in response to the fetch that does nothing, so I think fetch here is actually pretty solid. There's no real other reason to keep the fetch land. Cropping Flagstones is really nice, yeah. There's not a world where we can combo this turn, unfortunately. So I like Forest. All good, Jay. All good. If we had a, yeah. No, it's just a tough one. But we can wait one more turn easy. Waiting only gets us more chances to actually get through. Because maybe we could draw into like another crop rotation for something like Stepped, player and Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, Yavi would have been sweet. The only tough thing is that if they have something like a Thalia next turn, Swordsing it does give them an extra shot because they go up to 22. And Thalia is a card that I'm probably wanting to Swords to Plowshare. So still I can just let it go. Could also see how they tap out. Or if they tap out. Yeah, probably pretty happy to see them on Death and Taxes. Especially if they like tap out for Stoneforge next turn. Hey, McSalmon. FOTD. Force of... No. Field of the Dead. It has been okay in the matches that were played so far. It's mainly for BANT, and it's really nice under Back to Basics, which is pretty cool. So I did like it there. It is a little bit tough to get to the 7 lands at times, so I could definitely see where you might not like it, because there are games where, you know, we either have multiple lands out of the same type, or we just get to a stage where we're wanting to sacrifice lands early on. Obviously, the Dark Depths combo puts us back 2 lands, which is pretty tough. So, the other card that I kind of wanted to play in its spot in the sideboard was Felidar Retreat, which is pretty sweet because it's only 4 mana. The issue is that it does rely on other cards. So, unlike a card like Gideon that creates 2/2s by itself without relying on anything else, Felidar Retreat is obviously really nice with extra land drops, especially fetch lands, but yeah, maybe a little bit of testing would be cool. Otherwise, we'll see how it goes. Hey Manji, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. There's Thalia, okay. So I do want to Swords this, unfortunately. I think, because if we untap, we don't have the mana up to go for it. Second Dark Depths is kind of nice. I'm going to pitch the Windswept Teeth here. I probably want the extra Dark Depths just in case we want to go off again. And then just hold up crop here. There's also a world where it's just not good enough to go off here. But I think it's worth putting them to 2. Sword is the play. Okay. That makes me think they're like sandbagging a Flicker Wisp. But I think because we have the second Dark Depths and we also don't lose a land off the Flagstones, that I'm pretty happy to try to go for it here. And we do have some good draws. I mean, Safekeeper would be an insane draw, or at least Green Suns as well. I'm just going to get a Plains. And go and get a Thespian Stage. Copy Dark Depths. Keep this one. Maybe there's a world where we could have just been a little bit patient around the Thalia, but taxing the Mox Diamond, taxing the crop is just enough for me to try to just go for it here and hope it's enough. We have some good draws as well. Oh, I guess my opponent could have Solitude as well. Yeah, okay, that's okay. We go up to 40 here, which is nice. And our opponent goes down on the Swords to Plowshares as well, so not too unhappy about this. I guess because they're on Urion as well, I should have thought about that. Can we find Sylvan? That's pretty good. This does open us up to like a Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, Solitude's pretty sweet though. Wisp, okay. Wisping the Mox, sure. I think Library here is just a good play. And then we can hold up the Swords to Plowshares if they try to attack with the Sword of Fire and Ice. But at 40 life, I'm more than happy to start using this pretty aggressively. They don't equip. Interesting, they just attack. That's okay. Wow, not even a Spirited Labyrinth. Could have used the Knight there, and I probably should have. Hey, Eternal Hunter, welcome. Yeah, US times are definitely different to Australia, so that's fair enough. Okay, let's... It's actually a tough one because I do want to get Step here, but I'd have to sack the Forest because I want to hold up swords for the creature that they equip the Sword of Fire and Ice to. So I think that's okay. A little bit awkward, but hopefully not too bad. I also want a swords in the beginning of combat so that they don't just re-equip to the other creature. It's fine. This is all good. I wonder if they put Urian into their hand here. Swords, sure. Okay. Come on, lands. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Well, we're definitely paying for them. Recruiter's pretty good. I think Yavimaya off the top is just the best draw because it allows us to play like the Endurance and a Reclaimer. A few things. Solitude, okay. Come on, Yav. Crop, okay, that's a start. Okay. Put this on top, but I'll pay for this. Maybe I actually want the Ramen app. That's interesting. They did not fix the undo bug yet on MTGO. I think Endurance here is fine. I meant to get different colors. Sorry, team. Hey, Roger. Yeah, I did want to try to fit Maze into this build. I just couldn't get to it, unfortunately. But I do think it's obviously a really good card that probably is warranted. We do get to Prismatic Ending this Recruiter if nothing happens next turn as well. If they try to like Yuri on this turn. Also pretty happy to like double block if they attack as well, in case they want to like Solitude just the one blocker. But I guess it's kind of a weird spot. Yeah, I think Prismatic Ending is good enough and flexible enough to be a main deck option for Green White Depths, even though it's not really going towards the main the main strategy of the deck. I think it's good enough to hit those random one-offs that you can run into. This is fine. Probably still pretty happy here just to pay for everything. I wonder if I want to use this prismatic ending just yet. Maybe on the recruiter. If the sword goes on the solitude, it's not the worst because we have the knight, but we also need the extra mana for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could get 5 mana potentially. Look, we'll start with Dryad Arbor for turn. Hey Ralph, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? I think ending on the Recruiter of the Guard is fine. Just because of Yorion, I do want to get rid of the ETB effect of Recruiter. The sword isn't too bad. Yeah, we can also double block, which is nice. The only reason that I care about the Recruiter is that it gives things like Flickwisp really good options, and also Yorion. They're in a pretty nice spot to maybe put Yorion into hand and then start getting some ETB effects off it. There's Yorion. Mum's gonna be annoying. Equip, sure. Phil Coombe. My man. I hope you're well. A huge thank you for the Prime sub. Very, very cool. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're both doing well. Have to catch up over a call sometime. That'd be really nice. I'd love that. Oh, swords is really nice. Okay. Bajuka Bog also just as a land drop. Hey Misha, welcome. Hope you're doing well as well. Okay, I think we definitely want to get rid of the Mother of Runes, but now it's a case of probably holding up Swords to Plowshares. Sorry, holding up the combo, and then we also have access to Sajiri Step, which is kind of nice. To get protection from the Solitude. If they, I guess they can't actually, yeah, flicker it right now because Yorion is a blue creature and this is protection from blue, which is kind of nice. So a little bit of an awkward spot for them. Phil, I hope you're not anywhere near the floods in Germany right now. Or the virus. What are you guys up to? How's your weekend looking? Batterskull, okay. Cool. Hey Eldair, very close. Exclamation point first and then deck list, but you can hopefully see it on screen. Alright. float 2, sack the BUG. I guess we actually didn't need to float. Yeah, we can float 2, that's fine. Go and get a Thespian stage. Hey Nicholas, we're currently 3-1. Probably tapping down the stage here. Pretty happy just to go for it. This also means we can play this Dark Depths in our hand. Oh, Prismatic Ending on the token's pretty nice. Okay. We don't really want the extra Sylvan Library though. Well, what do I want to do here? 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I guess I don't want to use the ending just yet. Because if we ending the Batterskull here, my opponent can just play Yorion and then flicker it anyway. So maybe there's a world where I actually just want to play the Knight. I guess they could also equip the sword to the Germ and then flicker the Solitude. I'm just gonna pass with the mana up right here. They have to have the Germ around, I guess, to actually flicker the Solitude, but we do have access to step here as well, which is really nice. Oh, Yorion doesn't target. Okay, there we go. Exile any number of other non-land permanents. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Jit's fine. Okay. Probably pretty happy to block with Dried Arbor and then sack before damage. Because they currently have this up and they have Yorion in hand, so we know what it actually is. Might as well just get a... probably another stage here. Maybe just Flagstones. Flagstones is... Wasteland's also pretty good. Flagstones. This is still fine. Everything's fine. Get to attack with Lage next turn. Crop. Okay. Put on top, put on top. No, I'm gonna pay for this, that's fine. I probably just want to get rid of the Germ here. Can attack first. Could make another Lage to block. I'm pretty happy just to take out the Phyrexian Germ here. And then hold up the combo once more. Instead of playing the Knight. The Knight's pretty nice though. I guess Knight also means we can hold up step. Maze is not in the deck. This is still pretty strong. Especially as a 14/14. We now also have Mox to crop away the flagstones into step if they do want to play Yorion. Jide doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't kill a creature we own. It doesn't gain them life above 20, which is really nice. So I'm not too scared of Jite. It's only one step, which is nice. Cool game, though. A lot of interaction, which is really nice. For anyone who enjoys D&T, I played a league this morning with XJ Cloud, which will be on my YouTube very soon. Hopefully this game doesn't go longer than 10 minutes because there is a something starting very shortly that I want to watch. But for now, happy to see how our opponent plays this out. Mum's going to be fine. A little bit too late, I think. Hey, Bookish Matt. Thank you very much. It was really fun. Really enjoyable. So they still have Yorion, and I guess they can flicker the Batterskull. Cellular, you are more than welcome. Thanks for coming in and watching. Flicker Solitude, flicker Batterskull. Oh, equip. Oh, no opponent. Block. And then before damage. This is an interesting play because it does put them above the life that they need. Oh, we don't have another step? There's one. Where's the other one? Oh no, flagstones first. All good, all good. We get to land our flagstones and now the crop resolves. Phew. That gave me a little bit of a heart attack. Classic. That's the flags trigger. Yeah. Alright, pro white. Nice, they gain no life, they deal no damage, and then we just swing back for lethal. Alright, this is going to be an interesting one. I do like some amount of these cards. I think that's where I want to be. Hey Darkbolt Bill. Too kind. A huge thank you for the sub, that means a lot. I hope you're well. D&T. Bazooka Bolt can definitely come out. I also don't mind going down on depths here. And... Mox Time is interesting. Maybe they aren't where I want to be here. Especially with things like Flicker Wisp and Skyclave Apparition. Might just be a library. Most Yorion builds are playing 4 Spirited Labyrinths, so if they keep those in as just good pressure and also 4 libraries, then that can be a little bit rough. Hey Dark, this is the legacy deck you own? Very cool. Yeah, if they Skyclave your Mox, that's good news. I feel like a lot of the time, by the time they play a Skyclave, we don't have too many permanents in play, so... I guess, yeah, that's actually a good point, because I feel like if we are playing out a Mox, it's to get a permanent into play early on. So if they are hating the Mox, it's not too bad. But I do like that it just means that we don't have too many dead draws off the top in the mid to late game, because that can be really where it adds up. Alright, we have a 1 lander that we will mulligan. Do want to play a little bit fast in these matchups. 1, 2 lands with a crop and a green suns. Bit of a yikes. I think I just want to go to 5 and make sure I hit my mana. Okay. Bottom 1 green suns. I do want to keep the force. I think it's just going to be wasteland here. One piece of the combo. Yavimaya for green suns. Flagstones is just a white source that can't be hit. File. Okay. I will wait to see what their second land is. I think I still just want to Yavimaya into green suns here. And then depending what they play next turn, maybe force pitch knight. But it's close. Swords Wasteland's pretty good. I think we'll see. Okay, so they don't put anything in here. I am going to hit this. There is a world where they kept a pretty sketchy hand based on this file, and I wanted to do it then so they couldn't... They obviously don't have a Mother of Runes. There is a world where we can draw into like green card into green suns. And I assume Stoneforge here gets Caldra, which is just a equipment that can't be hit by force anyway. But yeah, sadly I think the mulligan just really shows here. Especially having to 2-for-1 ourselves on the force as well. They go for sword. Interesting. Oof. I will play out a little bit. That probably means they have Caldra in hand. I think Caldra is just exactly what you want against steps. You don't really care. I will probably board the same. I could see Mox Diamond being okay on the play. But I don't want to go too low. I really like endurance. It might just be one knight, to be fair. Just to not have it too high of a curve. And the Yorion deck does play up to 17 basic planes, so using knight as a way to hit their mana isn't always going to be realistic. Some sort of Mox Summon hand with Sylvan Library would be really nice. And what matchups do I like Field of the Dead? Mainly BANT or Blue-White Control. It's also not too bad for the Mirror. Any sort of really grindy matchup. We played against like a BUG Control deck tonight that I would also bring it in against. The matches where you can see yourself just making land drops, maybe trading resources 1 for 1 early on, and then the game going to like a mid to late game where this is okay. It's a little bit meh, but I think this is okay. Roger, you're more than fine. Yeah. I mean, what's it? I mean, it's a hand where we can cast our spells, but what's it actually doing? Like, turn 1 Dryad Arbor, sure. Turn 2 Knight. We can then play Ramen up to get some stuff back, but we're not really interacting with them. Okay, this is better. Keep this bottom step. Alright, let's go for Snow-Covered Forest into Reclaimer. Opponent kept 7. File, sure. Caracas. Probably going to Green Suns for Oof, so we can do that next turn. Port's a little bit annoying. We get to build out our mana here, which is nice. Flagstones. See how they want to tap. Savannah. Flagstones. Land is Wasteland. I think that's fine. Nothing. Interesting. Huh. I think here I actually like Green Suns for Night of Autumn just to take the Vial off the table. I think that's better than trying to go for Oof, because Oof is just open to so much removal that I'd rather actually deal with the Vial than disarm it. I mean, there's also a world where they just don't have a 2-drop, but I think that's real. That's not realistic. Spirit. Okay, that's fine. Get to attack here as well, which is great because it puts them up below 20. Now without a Wasteland, or I guess without a Wasteland here, we have access to the combo next turn as well, which is really nice. Judgment's going to be fine. I assume it hits the Reclaimer. That's going to be okay. We still have Crop as a pretty good draw. Knight's pretty sick as well. Alright. Pretty happy to see if they'll trade the Knight for Spirit, because it does turn on Sylvan Library. I'm going to play the Yavimaya. I don't want to show the Caracas just yet. In case my opponent kept in like a Thalia, I do want them to play it. They do know most likely that Knight, if allowed to untap with, can find it. But, okay. Ooh, getting aggressive. Crop, nice. It's pretty perfect. Still open to Solitude and another Swords to Plowshares, so definitely not out of the woodwork just yet, but definitely a nice find. Like, I'd love to see them tap out here for like a Flicker Wisp. Or a Palace Jailer. Recruiter's gonna be okay. They kind of have to find Solitude here. And at least that buys us a bunch of time. This is where I really like Solitude in this Yuri on D&T build. Just allows you to still build out your... Yeah. They played a land, right? Plays Plains, plays Recruiter, cool. So they can't like do some weird shenanigans in response. I'm going to keep the Plains in the deck in case my opponent brought in like Path to Exile, but I assume it's just going to be extra copies of... Oh, this is the last Dark Depths. Did we keep in... Okay, we kept in Ramanap, which is nice. Maybe there's a world where I just don't throw it away here and just try to draw into like a Sylvan Safekeeper or another crop rotation for the other step and just take the hit here. 20 life is pretty nice though, but it does mean they have to 2-4 themselves as well if they cast the Solitude, which isn't too bad. It means they can't like untap. Yeah. I mean, there could be a world where they just don't have another white card in hand, but I assume they do. Oh, wow. Maybe it's wrong to assume. No. They're going to allow us to block, which is interesting as well. Oh my gosh, they just don't have another white card. Wow. Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that works out. Trying to like, okay. Force the read, I guess? Nice, okay. Well, sometimes it happens. Nice. Ah. Alright. 4-1's pretty nice. So you go down to sneak attack. But other than that, pretty nice. Pretty cool. Yeah, never assume. I mean, just, you know, make them have it. Just because they had one half of the combo didn't mean they have the other. Not the combo, but the synergy. All right, that is me. I've got to run, but a huge thank you to everyone who came in and watched, especially to Arkan for the raid, and everyone who came in from Arkan stream. If you want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here, or on Twitter, you can find me here. What am I watching? The British and Irish Lions are playing South Africa in the first test. It started 7 minutes ago, so I have to make a quick Stan account and get online and watch it, but yeah, pretty nice one. A huge thank you to the new followers and you guys. Enjoy your weekends. I might be on tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But otherwise, yeah, stay safe. I'm going to quickly see who else is playing on Twitch as well. Or hopefully Kai's playing. Nice. Okay. Well, Kai is great content. A new-ish streamer. But yeah, just a really good guy. Does some alters in between games as well, which is really cool. So... enjoy that. Matt, next time I will definitely check out Furnace Cloud. But until then, cheers. Nice.